Hi everybody, my name's Julie and I'm an indie filmmaker, and if you want to know more about me, you can check out my website below. This video is called Anger is Silly, and I wrote a blog post about this. This is a hard video to make because it just is, but I'm just going to talk about it. I made a video, I'm going to link to it, about a form of communication called Nonviolent Communication, and it was invented by something Rosenberg. I'll put that down below, his name, and it's really awesome. So I was in a situation where my anger was triggered, and I want to say, like, I'm 40 years old, I'm for the most part cool as a cucumber, I'm awesome, but my anger was triggered and I had a conversation with a woman. And the conversation, I should have used something called nonviolent communication. I did not use that. So in the conversation, I mean, this is what I want to say, like, me and the woman, like, we're both really awesome. We're both really civil. We're both really great people. But in the conversation, like, I spoke from my ego rather than, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, we're both awesome, amazing people. But I was in a situation where I spoke from my ego rather than speaking from a place of like love or humility, and I really regret that. One second. And I feel bad about that. So so I wanted to address that in this video. So I'm gonna use action figures just to give examples. Okay. So this might be weird. Okay, I'll start with the action figure. So I had to be around a woman. I'm going to call her Wonder Woman, and I'm using Wonder Woman. She's behind me and she's right here. I'm using Wonder Woman on purpose because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that this woman is Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? The symbol of female awesomeness, the symbol of female empowerment. So I was in a situation where I sort of had to be around Wonder Woman. We were sort of like co-workers, sort of like roommates. And so on one hand, that's amazing. On the other hand, like, yeah, it's just, I think it caused emotions to be a little more heightened type of thing. So yeah, okay. So I was around Wonder Woman for about 11 months, and Wonder Woman was really amazing and awesome and fantastic. And then for me, and this is okay, I'm here to confess, like, my sins, so to speak. Yeah, I'm here to confess my sins, and I actually have a Jesus action figure that my friend bought me. Yeah. Kind of as a joke, but kind of not as a joke, and blah, 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 I'm a lesbian, blah, 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 I'm a lesbian who goes to church, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I made a bunch of videos about that. Okay. So, I love being gay, blah, blah, blah. I like believing in God, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that the Bible condemns homosexuality, blah, 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 blah. Made a bunch of videos about that, okay. So I had to be around Wonder Woman for about 11 months, and here's what I want to say, and maybe this is weird, but I'm going to say it. So I do prop comedy in my videos, as you can see. So this is a heart. I love Wonder Woman with all my heart. Like, I really do. I consider Wonder Woman family. Maybe that's a weird thing to say. I don't know. But I do consider Wonder Woman family. Legit. Okay. But what happened with Wonder Woman, so we were in a situation where we had to be around each other for about 11 months. And I feel overall it went really well. Like, we were laughing. We were having fun. I learned a lot from Wonder Woman. Like, she's really smart. That kind of thing. There's just this one night, and it's okay. But, like, it's okay. Like, I forgive her. But there's this one night out of nowhere. June was a stressful month for me for various reasons, and then I have a job that's kind of stressful, and sometimes I get yelled at my job, sometimes I don't, or I get fussed at my job, and yeah, whatever. So my job's kind of stressful. So anyway, June was kind of a stressful month, and then there's this night where, hey, it's Wonder Woman. Like, there's no, and I've made videos about, like, narcissism and blah, 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 and I'm an indie filmmaker, I'm not a doctor, I'm not qualified to diagnose anybody. So Wonder Woman, the only thing I'm going to diagnose Wonder Woman with is being extremely awesome, being a superhero, being awesome. There's no diagnosis. But there's this one night where I was surprised. Wonder Woman came at me, like, not physically, but The way Wonder Woman spoke to me, I would say was disrespectful. I would say was mean. So basically there's this one night in June where Wonder Woman was mean, and I've seen Wonder Woman grumpy. I've never seen Wonder Woman mean. Now, Wonder Woman is a metaphor. I'm not talking about the intellectual property owned by DC. Don't sue me, DC. I'm talking about the person Wonder Woman is symbolizing. Okay. But okay, so there's this night that, like, out of nowhere, Wonder Woman's mean, and coming at me disrespectfully with the way she's talking to me, and then I come to find out, like, basically there's information she's been wanting to relay to me. She told me the information in June, but I feel like she's been wanting to tell me that information since April. And I want to say, I just wish that Wonder Woman, one, had been more explicitly honest about stuff, one. Two, and I wish Wonder Woman would have communicated that information in a kinder way. Okay, now, I'm keeping things very vague. I totally forgive Wonder Woman, totally. But okay, Wonder Woman comes at me, like, says some stuff that's disrespectful, in my opinion. It's kind of mean, in my opinion. I 1000% forgive her. Wonder Woman's allowed to get grumpy, but here's what I did. Okay, we're gonna put Wonder Woman down now, but okay, here's what I did. Okay, I know better, right? Like, I made a video about nonviolent communication. It's great. Here's how nonviolent communication works. It's a very structured way to express your emotions, and for me it works. It 1000% works. So here's how nonviolent communication works. Basically, you talk about an action, you talk about the emotion it triggered, you talk about what you value, and then you make a request. So this is what I should have done. This is what I should have done. I was feeling the emotion of anger. It happened on a Saturday night. And then the next day was a Sunday. And what I was thinking, I was like, oh hell no. That's what I was thinking. I was not happy. I was like, you cannot come at me like that. Like, that's disrespectful. I was feeling emotion and anger. And here's the thing. I did need to set a boundary. Okay, yeah, I did need to set a boundary. I want to make that clear. And there's a really good book called Boundaries. When to say yes, how to say no to take control of your life. And I think this is sold 2 million copies. I do want to warn you, like, just a heads up, I think it's written by, like, Christians. So I think they quote the Bible a couple of times. However, I don't think they quote it too much to where so I don't think it alienates anyone who's not Christian. Yeah, because I think the book has really good advice basically about setting boundaries. So it's mainly about setting boundaries, but I think they might quote the Bible a couple of times. But it's still a really good. I would recommend the book if you don't mind that they quote the Bible sometimes. Now, I grew up Baptist. I still identify as Christian, so I don't mind the Bible verses. But you know, my channel is actually for everybody, regardless of. And I'm a lesbian, so. My channel is just for people across the board, but obviously if you are a Christian, of course you can watch, because technically I'm a Christian too. But okay, this is a really good book about boundaries, and they do quote the Bible a couple times, but I think overall it's just really good practical advice on how to set boundaries. With Wonder Woman, I did need to set boundaries. I did need to sit down and have a conversation with Wonder Woman and set boundaries. The conversation needed to happen, but the way I handled the conversation, that is what I 1000% regret. I really regret it. I feel remorse, like general remorse. That's why, because I grew up Baptist, that's why I did the Jesus action figure. I did pray to Jesus. I'm sorry, Jesus. I apologize. And I apologize to her. I do want to say, like, we're civilized people. I didn't raise my voice, blah, 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 blah. But, like, I spoke from my ego rather than speaking from my heart. Okay. So this is what I should have said. What I should have said, if we're using nonviolent communication, I should have said, first you say the action. The action is, hey, Wonder Woman, last night, Saturday, when you spoke to me, that's the action. Then you talk about the emotion. I felt the emotion of anger and sadness. Okay, then you do value, because I value a healthy, respectful way of communicating. That's what I should have said. request. I would request that when you're communicating with me to please speak to me in a respectful manner. Wasn't that civilized? How many of us can really do that when we're angry? We all can. We all can because we're adults. That's what you're supposed to do. The other thing I want to say is Wonder Woman's pretty great. So I'm like 99.9% sure that Wonder Woman would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You know what? I was feeling grumpy. She was definitely feeling angry and grumpy that night. I saw it. Saturday night. I was feeling grumpy and angry. I'm so sorry. My bad. Like, yes, moving forward, absolutely. Let's keep our communication rainbows and sunshine. That's what I should have said. That is not what I said. I spoke from my ego. And yeah. So, which is bad. I regret it. I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. I'm keeping this very simple, but I do want to say this is my apology video. I'm not famous. The person I had the conversation with is not famous, but I still want to officially make this my apology video. And the other thing I want to say is I just food for thought. I grew up really poor, so and it's okay. But I just did. I grew up small town Virginia, and we didn't have a lot of money, and blah blah blah. So I think like it's okay, but I never quite knew how to explain to metaphorically Wonder Woman. And hey, Wonder Woman's a princess. The actual character, if you read the comics. So I never knew how to explain to Wonder Woman like, hey, what you just said is a little insensitive to like people who grew up poor. That hurts my feelings. Like, I didn't know how to say that. So what I would say very casually every once in a while when Wonder Woman would say something kind of snooty, I would just be like, oh, well, that's a little classist is what I would say. And that's all I would say. But the reason I said that is the smidgen of classism basically that I would encounter from Wonder Woman sometimes, it was starting to chip away at me and make me feel bad. Because it's not my fault I grew up poor. And I've already broken the cycle of poverty or the cycle, like, I make twice as much as my dad ever made. And I'm not rich. I'm middle class. I make 5 figures somewhere smidgen kind of in the middle. But more, yeah, not upper, lower, but but I still make twice as much as my dad ever made. I still, my mom made more than my dad did money-wise, so I'm making, my mom was like, she never made as much as I made, and even then, I'm still just middle class in the Bay Area in San Francisco, so I still make 5 figures, but I'm good, but it's hard to explain to my family. It's like, yeah, for sure, like, I make decent money, but like, I live in California. I live in California, okay. But California's awesome. I love California. I have a rent-controlled apartment. But I do want to explain, that's part of what was chipping away at me, was like the kind of classism, a little bit of snootiness, and that's okay. All I would say casually is, oh, well, that's a little classist, but So it was starting to chip away at me a little bit, or kind of a lot, being around Wonder Woman, even though Wonder Woman is super amazing. And she's a metaphor in this whole video. But I didn't know how to explain to her, like, hey, like, I didn't grow up a princess. A warrior princess. She's a princess. But I love Wonder Woman. Like, she's awesome. Okay. The last thing I want to say is Wonder Woman had a friend. Okay, this is Zoe from Firefly. Zoe's like super cool. I think it's Zoe. It's been a while since I watched Firefly. It's a show. It's a really great show. So Wonder Woman had a friend named Zoe, and like Zoe, same deal. You could tell like Zoe actually did grow up like where she kind of basically. Zoe had a better understanding of like class and that kind of thing. So like Zoe was always really nice and sweet and kind and just gracious and amazing. And like Wonder Woman has a heart of gold, like heart of gold. Love Wonder Woman. Love Wonder Woman. Love Wonder Woman. Okay. But I just know it's like hopefully like Zoe can teach Wonder Woman a little bit about class differences and being gracious and kind and loving and caring and those kind of things, because like Zoe was always like so nice to me, was like, man, Zoe's so nice. So hopefully Zoe can teach Wonder Woman the nuance of class differences, that kind of thing, so that like people who grew up poor don't have to feel like garbage. Anyway, and Dave Chappelle talks about how if you grow up poor, there's like shame that comes with it and blah, 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 blah. So it's hard to explain the nuance of it, but that's okay. Okay, so yes, I spoke from my ego. I shouldn't have done that. I spoke from, yeah, I didn't speak from my heart. But I do want to say, like, for the record, you know, like I said, in this video, Wonder Woman is a metaphor. But I love Wonder Woman with all my heart. I consider Wonder Woman family, like, legit. So it's just like, I just hope that that's understood between me and Wonder Woman. So I'm really sorry. Like, legit sorry. I'm just not good at crying on camera, so, or being really sad on camera. So, but my apologies, like 1000%, honest and legit. So anger is a silly emotion. If you're feeling angry, usually it means that a boundary has been crossed. So I would recommend that you use nonviolent communication when you're going to express your anger, and also take a step back and breathe. And also one last thing. Okay, and one last thing, if you are feeling angry too, is like, I went to this rummage sale and I got a punching bag and like a, you know, whatever this is. So if you're feeling angry, it's super healthy to just punch a punching bag, like a punching bag. That's what punching bags are for. This feels great. So buy a punching bag and then one of these things and just like, this is great. See how much fun I'm having? Okay, so, but overall, I think anger is a silly emotion, and in my 20s, I was really angry. I had legit reasons to be angry. In my teen years, I was really angry, but I remember having a mentor saying, anger is a silly emotion. In my 20s, I had a mentor who was in his like 30s. He's like, Julie, anger's silly. Let me explain to you why. And he was right. As you get older, you're going to mellow out. And you'll see, like, anger just means a boundary's been crossed, and you just have to set those boundaries. So, alright, so that's my video on anger, and that's my legit apology to someone I love with all my heart. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Julie. If you want to know more about me, you can check out my website below, blah, blah, blah. I'm an indie filmmaker. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.